Economic Affairs Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali says Singapore has agreed to postpone the HSR project without any penalty to either nation. This confirms a report by The Edge Weekly, which said that the compromise was reached in a spirit of good neighbourliness in view of the strain on Malaysia's finances. This means Malaysia will be spared from having to pay a 500 million ringgit penalty unless it decides to cancel the project outright. Azmin told reporters today that the 350-kilometre line will be deferred indefinitely and that the project will resume once Malaysia's fiscal situation improves. He says an official agreement will be signed in the near future and that the two governments will hold talks on how to lower the cost of the 110 billion ringgit project. On May 30th, Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad announced that the Cabinet had agreed to scrap the HSR subject to talks with Singapore. The service was targeted to begin by December 31st, 2026. It would have cut travel time between Singapore and Kuala Lumpur to 90 minutes. FGV is investigating several of its top executives with regards to some transactions and investment decisions previously undertaken by the group. This is after forensic investigators completed a probe into 4 out of 6 dubious transactions. These include FGV's 628 million ringgit acquisition of Asia Plantations in 2014 and the purchase of luxury condominiums at the Troika in Kuala Lumpur city centre. While Chairman Datuk Wira Azhar Abdul Hamid can't name the individuals, he says it is safe to say that they are board members and management employees. Azhar says the plantation group will take civil action if and when appropriate after receiving legal advice on the completed investigations. Asked if the outcome could see the removal of its CEO and other management employees, he says there is always that possibility. The group expects its lawyers to come up with the final recommendation in a couple of weeks. The full report on all 6 investigations is to be expected by year-end. It's confirmed. DRB Highcom's Datuk Muhammad Hazlan Muhammad Hussein will take over the helm of financially stressed Prasanna Malaysia effective today. This is after its former CEO Nizam Hisham's tenure was cut short by the Ministry of Finance. Muhammad Hazlan holds a bachelor's degree in civil engineering from London's Imperial College of Science and Technology. He has wide experience in areas such as public transportation and oil and gas and is not new to Prasanna, having been with Syarikat Prasarana Negara between August 2009 and March 2012. According to Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng, he will be responsible for identifying a new direction for Prasanna to improve its operations in the public transportation sector. He is also expected to play a major role in restructuring the company, together with MOF and the Transport Ministry, to implement a more efficient and sustainable financing level. Prasanna is another wholly owned unit of MOF that has fallen into deep financial trouble. For FY17, it posted a net loss of 2.47 billion ringgit, of which 1.06 billion was finance costs. The Ministry of Transport is looking at implementing a merit system to reward prudent drivers. Transport Minister Anthony Loke says good drivers could get discounts on vehicle insurance provided they do not break any traffic laws in a year. He says talks will be initiated with General Insurance Association of Malaysia and the new measure could be implemented next year. Loke announced this as his ministry released an updated demerit point system as part of its new automated awareness safety system, AWAS. Under this system, traffic offenders will no longer get discounts on traffic summonses. Drivers who are less prudent now have 60 days to pay off the compound rate of 300 ringgit and be slapped with demerit points to boot. Should they fail to comply with the ruling, they will be blacklisted and get more demerit points. Offenders who will first get a warning upon accumulating 20 demerit points. 40 demerit points will see drivers getting their license suspended. Drivers whose license has been suspended 3 times in the space of 5 years will have their license revoked and will not be allowed to drive for 12 months. Overseas Vision JV has won an 815 million ringgit contract in Penang's mega infrastructure project from consortium Zenith Construction. The job entails construction work for a 5.7-kilometre bypass from Bandar Baru Aitam to Lebuh Raya Tun Dr. Lim Chong Il. The contract was awarded to Billmark Construction, a newly incorporated wholly owned subsidiary of Vertis Construction, which in turn is fully owned by Vertis. Vertis and Vision are in the midst of arranging for the subscription of new shares in Billmark so that each party will eventually hold 50% equity interest in the new company. The new contract is deemed to be a related party transaction in view of the interests of the major shareholders of Vertis. They are Datuk Zarul Ahmad Muhammad Zulkifli and Vista Lestari Development, in which Zarul is a substantial shareholder. Vista Lestari is a substantial shareholder of Zenith Construction, the holding company of consortium Zenith. The construction period is 36 months from the commencement date or from the date of issuance of the notice to proceed.